Under the Trump administration, Elon Musk's DOGE team is raiding government agency after agency. I got to point out that the so-called Department of Government Efficiency is not at all a congressionally constituted Department of Government. It's just a random group of misfits to whom Donald Trump has given access to critical operations of government against the law. They want you to believe that their invasion of government institutions is an audit. If it's an audit, you ought to be concerned about how unprofessionally it's being conducted. But this is no audit. Don't believe the narrative. In an audit, you don't interrupt the functions of an entity unless it's clear that there is a cause of immediate harm. Especially with entities as large and complex as these government agencies, you need to be careful not to cause more harm than you prevent by ceasing their function or otherwise disrupting their services. Instead, you examine the functions and records while in operation. Then you submit a report of the findings of the audit to whatever authorities oversee the entity, in this case, Congress. They decide what findings to prioritize. Then they determine a plan of action tailored to address the priorities. If funding needs to be adjusted, it would then be made. If change in personnel is required or staff needs to be downsized, it would then take place. If a department needs to be shut down, it would then be closed. The action does not precede the analysis, and it generally is not executed by the auditor. Also, auditors have authority and bona fides. Musk and his crew are just a boy band with partisan opinions singing the GOP and MAGA classics.
I want to go to Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey, who is with Congress members Paul Tonko and Yasmin Ansari, turned away from EPA headquarters. This is Senator Markey speaking at a news conference outside the EPA after they were denied entry.
We just went in and asked for a meeting with the DOGE representatives. We were denied. We were turned away. And we just had a couple of simple questions for them. Are they still freezing EPA funding for all of the clean air and clean water programs in our country? Are they blocking the important work which the EPA does on a daily basis to protect the people in our country, the families of our country? And they did not give us the answers in the same way that they are not giving the answers to every other program in our country: Medicaid, Medicare, the Affordable Care Act, all of those health and environmental programs that are so central to the well-being of every family in our country. Trump and Elon Musk and their unqualified, unelected, unwanted henchmen want to be able to carry out their attacks on your environment, your rights, your friends, your neighbors under the cover of darkness. So we're outside, asking them to step out into the light of day.
So that's Massachusetts Senator Markey standing outside the EPA. He's stopped from going inside. Agencies like this, I mean, we're talking about Treasury Department as well, senators and Congress member, police stopping them from moving in. But the DOGE kids, right, 19, 20, 21, 22, they're moving in. How much information they're getting is not clear.
Why are they blocking members of Congress access to federal property that they fund? Representatives who have been sworn in to serve your interests have attempted to inspect the government buildings being invaded by these unelected interlopers, and they have been turned away. First, they get rid of the inspectors general, and then they refuse access to your elected representatives to investigate or monitor their work. Do you still think that they're working for you?
This is a robbery. You believe this? This is a robbery.
It is.
Thank you. All right, quiet. Put your hands on top of your head. Stand up.
When you send an unreformed convict to the White House, don't be surprised when he sends an unvetted crew to the Treasury. You gave him the keys, and this time the Supreme Court has said that he could break the law with immunity. You can't be surprised when the bank gets robbed.
And I said to myself, what a country.
As far as I can tell, this is no audit. This is a heist.
You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
And we know now that government by organized money is just as dangerous as government by organized mob.